The Ultimate Husband. By Sky Kissing Wolf. Episode 4. Damn you, Elle just washed this set of clothes yesterday, and now you're saying it's driedy? Daryl thought to himself. He was about to voice his opinion, but before he could do so, he was dragged away by Alex Armstrong. The two were close friends back in high school. They had fought together and even ditched classes together. Alex might be the only one tonight that was not disgusted with Daryl. Dragging Daryl to a corner, Alex shook his head and said, "Bro, I'm telling you, a girl like Giselle isn't the type for us to get hung up on. Aren't you asking to be ridiculed for simply sitting beside her?" Daryl said nothing and merely chuckled. They wined and dined the whole night through, and the evening passed by quickly. Giselle was little tipsy, and under the crowd's pressure, she picked up the microphone and sang while gently swaying her body. Her appearance was sensual and seductive, striking awe at the men around. Giselle was truly a beauty. It was only at night when they decided to call it a day. The class teacher could not make it as she had something on at the last moment, so they agreed to have another gathering next Monday. As they left, all the men were vying to send Giselle back. However, when they arrived at the entrance, she got on her own Porsche and left the scene, leaving them stupefied. "Such a beauty," mumbled Alex at the side. "Daryl, no wonder you wanted to sit next to her. I wouldn't mind having my life shortened by 10 years if it means I could spend only a night with her." Daryl let out a cold laugh. "So Giselle intends to go to Platinum Corporation tomorrow to have her contract signed?" Excellent, thought Daryl, as he too had planned to go there to claim his title of president. His thoughts were cut short by the sudden ringing of his cell phone. The crowd laughed upon hearing his ring tone. What era was it for somebody to still be using an old Nokia phone? Daryl hastily answered the call upon seeing the number displayed. Before he could speak, the voice of his mother-in-law, Samantha, came from the other side. "Daryl, do you know that tonight is our clan's annual gathering? Do you want our entire family to wait for you? Get your ass back here immediately." Daryl let out a wail. He had completely forgotten about the gathering. He quickly got on his scooter in front of his classmates and sped away. Even thought he was quite a considerable distance away, he could still hear the voices of his female classmates laughing at him. A Land Rover was parked at the gate of a high-end residential community in Beihai City. A beautiful woman was standing in front of the car, looking at her phone impatiently. "I'm back." Daryl, struggling to catch his breath. He stopped his scooter and ran toward Lily. He could see that she was wearing the worship of crystal on her delicate fee. It seemed that she really liked the gift as she put it on so fast. However, Lily merely gave Daryl a cold glance. "I'm warning you, today is the Linden clan's annual gathering, you best keep your mouth shut and not embarrass me." "Oh," acknowledged Daryl. Daryl had barely gotten in the car when he heard another complaint. "Daryl, don't you have a suit? Do you know how embarrassing it is to wear such bargain goods?" asked Samantha coldly. Samantha was wearing a short dress that accentuated her beauty. A touch of maturity combined with seductiveness, she was truly an elegant sight to behold. Daryl shrugged his shoulders without saying anything. Samantha flew into a rage upon seeing Daryl's indifferent behavior. "Are you deaf or dumb? Look at how worthless you are, having you marry my daughter has cursed our family for 8 generations. "Mom, don't be mad," said Lily gently while driving. "How can I not be mad?" said Samantha as she pointed at Daryl. "I'm ordering you, after tonight's gathering, immediately go to the marriage registry and settle your divorce. Stop hanging around my house, do you understand me?" Daryl sat there speechless. At the moment, over 100 cars were parked outside the Linden clan's villa, and without exception, all of them were luxurious cars. When Lily and her family arrived, the hall was already filled with people. Several people went up to greet Lily upon her arrival. During such occasions, Daryl was treated as if he was invisible, no one cared to acknowledge him. However, he did not mind that, for he was only here to join in the fun. Once the food arrived, he was ready to dig in as much as he could. However, some people enjoy causing trouble when there is none, such as William Linden. He appeared to have something against Daryl. Every time they meet, he would hurl a couple of insults at Daryl. "Yoo-hoo, aren't you Linden clan's good little son-in-law?" Daryl asked William as he walked from afar, purposely speaking in a loud tone. "Daryl, I might have seen the clothes you're wearing at the bargain bin." "What are they, $10 each?" William's words made Daryl the focus of the entire hall. They gawked at him as if he was a monkey. "Mind your words, this cost me $19, mumbled Daryl. The crowd let out a burst of roaring laughter. A few ladies who tried to maintain their composure ultimately caved in and laughed. "Just shut your mouth," said Lily in a hushed tone. She could feel her pride besmirched by Daryl, yet a rage. "You have no right touching this suit." Daryl merely smiled and said, "I think the suit you're wearing isn't appropriate for the occasion. This suit was designed by a famous Italian fashion designer named Francesco Martin. There's only one in existence, and it's currently housed in the Italian Fashion Museum. Hence the one you're wearing is a replica, and not just that, it's a crude imitation. There's an uncut thread on your right pocket, you may take off that thread now. If my calculations are correct, this suit is only worth $200. Even my wife's $1,200 dress has better quality than your suit. Another thing, this suit inspiration was derived from his father, Perarch, who had depression after bankruptcy. He felt that the world was distorted. Therefore the stripes on this suit are crooked to represent his perspective of distorted reality." He continued. "The fact that you're wearing this suit today, are you hoping for the Linden clan to go bankrupt as well?" said Daryl as he smiled. His voice was not loud, yet his words echoed throughout the hall. Silence. Total silence. The crowd was shocked by his words. They found it hard to believe that those words came out of Daryl's mouth. "Oh right, another thing I forgot to mention. My wife isn't too demanding with her clothes, but her standard for shoes is immense." His words came one after another. "The heels on her feet is the worship of crystal. If you've never heard of it, you can read it up online." Wow! The worship of crystal. It truly is the real thing. How magnificent. The crowd was chattering with excitement. The women here were all of high standing. How would they have not heard of the worship of crystal? One glance was enough to determine that the heels on Lily's feet were genuine. That was the worship of crystal that cost $30 million. Try asking and see which woman would not love it. Lily instantly became the focus of attention, and she was showered by praises and admirations. Lily could not help but look at Daryl. After 3 years of marriage, this was the first time she felt that this piece of trash resembled a real man. But, how did Daryl know all this information? The Italian designer's name and inspiration, surely only a handful of people would know. After some thinking, Lily deduced that Daryl must have secretly looked it up online beforehand. "You're talking nonsense," said William, pointing at Daryl angrily with embarrassment. Smack. Out of nowhere, Samantha slapped Daryl. It was a hard slap, and in an instant, the whole crowd stood there in silence from the shock. "Daryl, what are you babbling about? Apologize to William right now," Samantha demanded coldly. For more episodes, please support my channel by hitting the subscribe button.